Forget about the music, but the look, the presence, the cohesive partnership, the power, the ultimate tag team ever, the Road Warriors, Road Warrior Hawk and Road Warrior Animal. Joseph Michael Laurinaitis and Michael Hegstrand, respectively, the Legion of Doom, with Paul Ellering by their side for so many years through most of it. It didn't matter if you were a fan of wrestling or not. If you asked just the average person on the street, who were the greatest tag team of all time, they'd usually give you one of three answers. The LOD, the Road Warriors, or those guys with the spikes on the front. You can ask somebody who the best wrestler of all time is, and they usually give you a variety of answers from between Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, John Cena, Bret Hart. And then you can ask when the best wrestling period was. Some will say the golden age of rock and wrestling. Some will say the Attitude Era. Some will even, the newer fans, even say the Ruthless Aggression Era. But one commonality between wrestling fans alike is when asked the best tag team of all time, more than often than not, your answer is going to be Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk. How's it going, everyone? Brett Mix here for my newer channel, Mixer Madness. What I like to do on my channel is every Saturday I like to look at a deceased member of the wrestling community who've passed. But since I missed last Saturday, I just thought I'd come back with two. Why not the greatest tag team of all time, the Legion of Doom? When I said they dominated everywhere they went, let's take a look. Hawk and Animal were a part of Georgia Championship Wrestling, American Wrestling Association, the National Wrestling Association, All Japan Pro Wrestling, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Extreme Championship Wrestling, World Championship Wrestling, the World Wrestling Federation, and even World Wrestling Entertainment. They had two separate runs in Japan and the WWF and WCW, where they came back a second time for multiple years each time. This occurrence afforded them the ability to wrestle all of the best names in every territory company, which is another reason why they can be called the best of the best, because they faced them all. When naming great tag teams in wrestling, almost all of them have faced the Road Warriors. Always amplified with their edgy, captivating promos, which were full of intensity, was only rivaled by their powerful, intimidating presence in the ring. The team's promos read the same way as their in-ring prowess, with such power and velocity. They came on strong and fast with tons of power. Their in-ring moves were awe-inspiring, as was their look. The red and black with badass spikes and warrior face paint to boot. Hawk with the shaved head with patches, Animal with the mohawk. Straight from the streets of Chicago, Illinois, just a badass tag team. For decades, they ruled the wrestling world. Over time, there have been many imitators of this group, but no one caught on quite like the LOD. Even their finishing move, the Doomsday Device, was perfect and made people get out of their seats. When they left the NWA in 1990, there was a fallout with Jim Herd, and when they left that same company by a different name of WCW in 1996, again, there was a fallout with their promoter Eric Bischoff at the time when they were promised a second highest paid contract, but this is something Bischoff denies remembering. But the fact that they were welcomed back by these companies at every promotion for multiple years and every time says a lot about their stock as a tag team, and it says a lot about their character as individuals. Their last WWE return together was on an episode of Raw on May 12, 2003, in a tag team match against the World Tag Team Champions at the time, Rob Van Dam and Kane. The Road Warriors had hoped to get a full-time contract at the time with WWE, as a lot of past stars had been coming back at that time, but nothing ever came of it. There was a botched spot in the match, but it's uncertain if that played a role in them not getting contracts or not. As fans, when that spot happened, it was a "we love you, it's okay" kind of moment. After this, competing in World Japan Pro Wrestling, they went on to defeat the Shane Twins for the tag team titles on March 1st, 2003, then dropped the titles 3 months later to the Twins in their last televised appearance on June 29th, 2003. Their last match was on October 3rd, 2003 in Oshawa, Ontario at a local church when they defeated Greg the Hammer Valentine and Buff Bagwell. Their last autograph signing happened just days before Hawk's death in October of 2003. Then tragedy struck one day on October 19th, 2003 when Road Warrior Hawk passed away. Michael Hegstrand died on October 19th in the early morning hours in his home in Indian Rocks Beach, Florida. He was just 46 years old. Hegstrand said that he felt tired and went to take a nap. When his wife checked on him at about 1 a.m., he had died of a sudden heart attack. At the time of his death, Hawk and Animal were working on an autobiography about their careers. This left only one LOD member legit for the first time through Animal. He tried to add partners over the years to his team. It obviously never would be the same. The group died when Hawk died. Animal, though, did a good job of carrying the legacy on his own, as good as one could do for those situations. But they set the bar so high as a team that that's what they were known as, a tandem. That is what made them who they were, the fact that they were a two-man power unit, the badasses that had the look, the appeal, the larger-than-life feel. So when one was gone, it felt like they both were. Animal even competed in TNA, this making another promotion where they were. He dedicated his final run in WWE to Hawk after his tag title win at the Great American Bash in 2005 when he tagged with Heidenreich. Their life stories are so interesting and compelling that it would take almost a mini-series to go into both men's personal journeys, never mind them together, but I highly recommend the DVD the WWE put on them almost 20 years ago, as it comes not only with an impressive, diverse collection of matches, but a nice, thorough biography of both men as a tandem and as themselves. The LOD completely left us in September of 2020, on September 22nd, 2020, when Road Warrior Animal suffered a heart attack. Animal, also known as MJ Laurinaitis, died of a heart attack on September 22nd, 2020, a week and a half just after turning 60 years old. At a local resort in Osage Beach, Missouri, he died from a sudden heart attack shortly after him and his wife's wedding anniversary celebrations. He had collapsed on the bed when he and his wife went back to their room. Similar to Hawk, both of a heart attack, both found by their wives on a bed. On March 28, 2011, on the episode of Raw, it was announced that the Road Warriors would be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2011. On April 2nd, 2011, the night before WrestleMania 27, they, along with longtime manager Paul Ellering, were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Often imitated, never duplicated, as said, as long as tag team wrestling is around, and even if it's long gone, so will their memory. Hawk and Animal are the Hulk Hogan of tag teams. With the popularity of Stone Cold, the dominance of Bruno, and the look of the Ultimate Warrior. They're the total package. Sorry, Lex. Hawk and Animal are now up in the wrestling heavens above, but their memories live on. Nothing but great things to say about both the Road Warriors. May both of them rest in peace. Until next time, I'm Brett Mix.